I would like to invite Mr. Suhel Parker, Director of IAQA India Chapter. He has over 2 decades of experience in IAQ sector. He is US certified EPA registered professional and trainer of management and abatement of hazardous materials like asbestos, lead, and mercury in indoor environments. Mr. Suhail also has 2 decades experience in restoration of buildings post flood and fire or smoke damage of indoor environments. He has been working with the property owners in India and Middle East providing sustainable IAQ solutions. Mr. Suhail will deliberate upon visible indoor environmental quality issues that can be identified in a walkthrough before we even get to measurements. So, delegates, let's welcome Mr. Suhail.
Thank you for the great introduction. It was, uh, see, one myth has always been there that the HVAC system contaminates the building. It's wrong. It's the building that contaminates the HVAC system. And for us to understand an IAQ audit process, a very important part of the IAQ process, like I started out, is the walkthrough. And that walkthrough should be documented. Each section, right from interviewing at least 20% of the occupants of that building to before you enter the building, the condition of the building outdoors, preferably maybe with a digital picture of each location you have visited. And only then we can take a call and decide how many readings we need to take, of what readings we need to take, where we're going to look for it. The general ones which we have: temperature, humidity, CO2, PM 2.5, PM 10, TVOC. But then there are others which you might find along the way. For example, in some places, you might suspect formaldehyde. In some places, you might even think that the thermal cooling or humidity level are different in certain parts of the building, which need special attention. So you might take extra readings there. There are other mold issues which you might see visually, which you might like to test and verify. So it's very necessary now. We've gone to buildings right from the AHUs to the ducting is another area. As I said in the starting, it's not the ducts that have gone dirty because of the HVAC system. It is because the building has generated that kind of pollutants from within, and that has gone into the system, and that may need to be cleaned time to time, and that needs to be also inspected and observed. So we have standards. We do not have certified auditors. We all talk about NABL registered labs today. What we need to do is have a certification for auditors who go on site and who are qualified enough, certified enough to do a walkthrough and decide on how many readings, of what those readings, based on what are the site conditions, and then call it an audit done properly. So the audit structure needs to be more well defined, and most of the team here have been discussing this subject. Richie Mittal is there, Vishal is there, Namita is there. We've always been talking about how to have proper audits done, which are standardized, which can be followed through the system. And we formed a Indian chapter of IAQA India just for that. And that's why when my only introduction, I said IAQA India Chapter. Richie Mittal was the founder of that. Now I'm the India director. So we're trying to put these standards. We've got standards we worked on for air purifiers. We also worked with ISHRE for indoor air quality standards for India, and continuous monitoring and on-spot monitoring, which we were talking about. Those standards are in place. So the more data we have, the more professionals we have in the field, the better will be the quality of audits which we do.